So, mind is dependable, you understand it? Because issue. You have no issues, you don't have any objects or any serious thing. You are just sitting idle. What will happen? Will you be thoughtless? No. Many thoughts will enter into your mind. It is natural thing. But need to know the art of, put your luggage, put the luggage, not your luggage, into the ground. Because you are stepping towards healing. It is said, what is religion? Religion is a journey from something to nothing, and nothing to everything. I'm repeating the line again. Religion is a journey from something to nothing, and nothing to everything. We have many luggages into our bag. That's why we are not able to go up. You have to remove all the luggage. In our childhood times, we have slate. We used to write. Pencil is not it? Teacher comes and writes something, shows something in the slate. If you write a wrong thing, teacher will rewrite it. Is not it? But if you write all the wrong, maybe there is no place to rewrite. What will do, teacher? Teacher, what will do? Teacher will do? Erase it, mopping it fully. Then teacher start writing. You understand? Did you see slate? Blackboard, small little board, and pencil. We used to write in the slate, not in the papers. That time, parents provide us slate, small blackboard. We can keep, we can take into the whole school. So, slate and pencil is there. If the writings completely, cover the slate, teacher will erase it. And what is right, teacher will start writing. Why? Because slate is completely covered, completely full. Similarly, we are covered. We know many things. If you hear something, we start judging, start doing something, something, just put some logic. But it is said, if you want to know religion, you have to start journey from something to nothing. Because we are all something. We have some conceptions, some thought, some ideas about something. So when you proceed to any enlightened teacher, it is very important to go there like a blank slate. When you approach to an enlightened person with your blank slate, means blank mind, whatever you know, whatever you have idea, just put behind all the ideas. That should not be come into my path. Sometimes, because these ideas may develop your ego, and that will hinder you, that will create obstruction in the path of spirituality. So we need to go into the nothing level, the state of nothing. When nothing comes, then what will happen? Next level is everything. That's why it is said, religion is a journey from something to nothing, and nothing to everything. Everything means you will feel yourself as fully, fully satisfied. What is mind? Mind is a never-ending desire. Funny way, if I say, mind has no family planning. When you accomplish any thoughts, another thought will develop. No family planning. It will go. Never ending. So you cannot accomplish anything by satisfying one thought. Just you satisfy your any desire, a little satisfaction will be there, and then another thought will come, pop up into your mind, and things will go on, never ending. If you want to satisfy it, if you want to be self, uh, self-dependent, there is another word comes, self-dependent. Because mind, as I said earlier, mind is dependent on something object which are in the outside, not in the inside. So another point is coming here, self-dependent. We may say we are all self-dependent, but it is not self-dependent. We are dependent on money. We may say, yes, I am here. Why you are thinking? Now question may arise, to whom I am directing, to whom I am directing you? To whom? I am here. Confidence. How I now? To whom I am saying? Is it body? You may find that yes, it's body, because I am very powerful man. I am doing gym. Another person, for another person, there may be money. He is saying, yes, I am here. I am supporting you. Which means he is depending on money. He is depending on body. He is depending on power. Which power? Political power. So we all depending on something which is outside, not self-dependent. So here comes self-dependent. If you develop self-dependent, any question? Something is weak because we are not self-dependent. And to become self-dependent, which is very important to have, to know about self, because you are trying to depend on self. So you need to know about self. Without knowing self, you cannot be dependent. And if you know the self, everything will be surplus for you. That is excess. That the Swamiji said that our Guru Sri Bhagavanji once said that I am surplus. I am overflowed. If you come here, you will get energy. If you come here, you will get bliss, because I am overflowed. Because, for example, I have a bucket. If it is fully filled with water completely, still if you pour something, what will happen? If you pour a red water, it comes outside because it is completely filled with water. Similarly, if you come a little bit, love, to a self-enlightened person, you'll be flooded with love. If you come with devotion to a self-enlightened person, you'll be flooded with devotions. Now, thing is, the nature of the self-dependent, realized person. Now I'm telling how I able to reach that level. Now, self-dependent is very important, which I understand, which we understand. Now, how are you able to reach that level? First, you need to eradicate your previous sanskar, previous impressions. You mopping the slate, whatever you write here, whatever you wrote here, you start mopping. The more you mop, the more you will be free. And in this way, you able to slowly, gradually reach that level. I'm just explaining the process, little bit process. And my another brother disciple will explain how you'll reach properly, and when you will reach, what will you get, what will you have. He will explain all these things. So now, and before I'm just finishing my discussion, my thoughts, I want to speak, because that day she spoke about Guru. She said that Guru is very important. And on today, maybe Clarice or maybe talk about Guru or Bhagavan, no? God, something. So I am telling a story. Before concluding, I am telling a story. The importance of Guru, or importance of self-realizing, self-knowledge. Maybe Guru, or maybe in the form it is Guru, in the formless it is knowledge. A cow, cow is running because of tiger following him to kill cow. And cow is running and ultimately jump on a marshland. You know marshland? Marshland? Just like in muddy, swamp.
Marshland.
Yeah, swampland maybe. And tiger also jump there. They don't know that this land is marshland, because marshland you cannot see from outside. When you fall, then you understand it is marshland, because ultimately you will get into this completely. You will never able to survive. Now, cow is little bit distance from tiger. Tiger wants to catch it, because tiger knows that I'm going down. One thing is surprising thing is that cow is not scared. This cow is laughing, little bit laughing, smiling. But tiger is trying to catch cow, but tiger is little bit scared. Because tiger knows and cow knows, both they are going down, completely immersed, completely covered by muddy part. They will ultimately die. Now, seeing the state of cow, tiger asked, "Why you are not scared? Why you are not scared? I know that this land is not normal land. It is swamp land. We all die. Both we die. But you are smiling. You have not fear in your face. Tremendous self-dependence, tremendous self-confidence." And tiger then in reply, cow said that, "Yes, I'm not having any fear. I'm not a feeling of fear, because I know that in the evening my owner will come. My my who take care of me. And you understand? my owner. You will not escape because you have ego, tremendous ego. I am surrendering myself to my culture. Similarly, we all sometimes fall into the marshland. But we all die. Maybe mentally. Die means not physically, mentally. I'm not able to to share anyone because I'm depressed that I don't want to share because I feel shy. Because still, I I have no liveliness. Just we are all surviving, not living. Is not it? There is a vast difference between surviving and living. So, cow said that you all surviving. I am living because of my guardian, because of my owner. At any time, now it is going to dark. I know that my owner will come, take out from this crisis. Similarly, when you have a respect toward Almighty, when you have devotion towards Almighty, we know everyone is, we all, not at least we all came here, we are not atheist. At least we are not atheist. We know, we believe God. We believe some positive force are there. So at least if we have strongly believed to my guru or to my Almighty, at least we can feel that at any adverse situation, adverse any crisis or any situation, He will come and take out me from this crisis. Now I'm requesting my
let there be light, and there was light. Yes, like as Swami Bhaskarananda, my brother disciple, beautifully said that when you are in the refuge of a self-realized guru, then this happens, that let there be light, and there is light. But at the same time, it is very difficult for us to consider or regard someone, a human being just like me, with two hands and two eyes and two legs, looking exactly like me, to consider him or as my guru, my guardian, because we all want to be independent. When we are in a camp, in the PHAB camp in Pokfulam, this Reservoir Road. So there we see all those the small kids, they come and they're playing, they're doing different sorts of activities. And it seems so nice, because it reminds us of our school days, like when we went to school and it was so fun. And when I grow independent, I like to go. This is the irony of human life. When you are having your best days, you want to grow up, you want to become independent and live your life as you like. And when we reach there, we think, oh, it's not good. That was the best one. So, this is the irony of life. Anyway, so it's very hard to consider someone who is just like me. As I've been in the West, in Europe, quite a few times, and there I saw this, people being very reluctant to consider someone as their guru, because they say that why shall I have a guru? He is just like me. You know, I'm a human being. He's also a human being. So why to bow down my head to him? Why shall I? So it's very tough. It's really very tough. But don't we bow down our head to someone every day, every moment? We do. When we go to school, we have to, you know, listen to what the teachers say. Is the Guru there? He or she? Is the Guru there? Yes. Back in our home, our father and mother, they are our Guru. They are in the Sanatan Dharma, they are considered to be the first Guru, who teaches you, who shows you the world, and who teaches you the things, the little things. They are considered to be the first Guru. Okay. So, and then when you are in the university, you have to, listen to the professors. They are your Guru. When in the office, you have to listen to your boss, whether you like it or not, because by the end of the month, you will be having a good salary. So at least for that, you have to keep quiet, you know, or that you will be just fired from your job. So whether you like your boss or not, you will say, yes, sir, very good, yes, quite correct. So there we don't have any problem. But when it comes to spirituality, we think, why to consider someone as my superior? But we do it in our everyday life. And we never question, because there we have our selfish things. We have the money that we will get. We have something on the other. But in this path, what we get from the Guru is the most invaluable thing that you cannot buy in the shop, in any supermarket, in any mall. This knowledge of the self. That is the highest thing, the highest knowledge, and that is why Vedanta is the knowledge of the Supreme, or the ultimate knowledge. Vedanta means the ultimate knowledge. Why the ultimate knowledge? Knowing which, it has been beautifully said, in the Upanishads, that knowing which everything else is known. That is the self. Realizing whom, you realize everything. That is self-realization. So it is the fundamental knowledge. He knows maths, he knows geography, he knows, chemistry, biology, physics, so many things. But those are not knowledge, those are subjects. Knowledge is one, isn't it? It's very subtle, but at the same time very interesting. How? Now suppose we see our children reading in the school, like he is reading in my home. And I tell, okay, today, or he is telling mama or daddy, today I have to read first, I have to do my maths. So he is doing his mathematics. Half an hour, 1 hour, he has completed. Then he says, I have to do my physics. He does his physics. And then chemistry, or some other subjects. So they are different knowledge, or they are different subjects. Knowledge is the same. Manifestation of that knowledge is different. Once the knowledge is used in solving mathematical problems. Second time it is used to understand the chemical equations. Third, it is used to know the different laws of physics. But it is the same knowledge which is being used in 3 different or 4 different ways, isn't it? Or are there 4 different knowledge? The knowledge is basically same. Like here, now we have the light, we can have the AC, we can have a heater, we can have a fan, we can have anything. So they are all different things. But the energy behind everything, is it different? It's the same electrical energy which is lighting the bulb. The same electrical energy, it will cool you with the AC. The same electrical energy will heat you up with the heater. So just the contradictory things. One is giving you cold, one is making you cold, feel cool and very nice, and the other is making you warm in the winter. But the energy behind both is one. Manifestations are different. So Vedanta speaks of that fundamental knowledge which we use in our day-to-day life, which a child used to, learn A for apple, B for ball, and the same knowledge which the scientists use to discover new galaxies, new stars, new planets is the same knowledge. Just manifestations of the knowledge change. The same child, when he is a child, his books are full of beautiful pictures, and he is so happy. It's an apple, it's a ball, it's a cat, full of pictures. And anyone who comes to him, his house to visit, he will show, this is my book, you see. This is apple, this is ball. And if there is no picture, he is not so happy. The more the pictures, the more happier he is. But the same child, when he grows, as he grows, the pictures decrease, isn't it? The knowledge is increasing, the pictures are decreasing. And then when he is studying higher education, when he is doing, maybe he is reading, he is doing PhD in literature or something, there is not a single picture in his book. He doesn't want you. Then he is reading Wordsworth or Keats or Shelley, Shakespeare, and there is not a single picture. He doesn't need it. Because those pictures were meant to introduce him to the alphabets. The picture of apple, it was not given to show the picture of apple. It was given so that he can have the knowledge of the alphabet A, isn't it? The picture of bat was given to let him identify or come into, contact or know the alphabet B. But once he is used up to that, he needs it no more. Similarly, in religion, we have different idols, different deities. In various religions, you have various things. Why? This is just the beginning. So that we are introduced to a higher knowledge with the help of them. Because, as Swamiji said, our mind is always accustomed to seeing something grosser. Now suddenly if I say, close your eyes and think of the infinite, what will you think? Sky, ocean. But we cannot think of the infinite. We need some grosser things. Ocean. Okay, we know the ocean. And I will close my eye and I will think, there is water everywhere. You say, vast. Or the blue sky. But still it is gross, isn't it? Because our mind doesn't know what is infinite. So we need something to hold. Right from our childhood, we need something to hold. You will see the child, when the child is born, how are the hands? Like this. You open it, it will again close. So our mind is like this. It always wants to hold something. So the self-realized person knows that if you are not given anything, you cannot hold anything and you cannot have that, higher knowledge. You can never be introduced to that higher knowledge. So in order to introduce us to a higher knowledge, they give us something. Meditate. Close your eyes. Sit quietly. Sit with yourself. Try to meditate. And if I am unable to concentrate myself, so we are taking the help of a figure or something which will enable us to concentrate or put our mind on one particular point. But that is not the aim. The aim is to go beyond any figure or any conception or any imagination. Because till we are imagining, it is our imagination. That is not the truth. Like before coming to Hong Kong, we were told by Shraddhama, where is she? Oh, she is hiding there. So we were told by Shraddhama, Swamiji, come to Hong Kong and we have, good people there, very eager to listen to Vedanta and this and that. We have Mona and we are talking, yes, we were doing this, our PAR, the pre-arrival registration and all those things. And we were thinking, okay, this is the place. And she told Mona has got a good place where she can accommodate some people, they will come. And we had some sort of, the place will be like this or like that, this or that. But that was still my imagination. When I came here, what I saw, it's not nowhere near to my imagination. So before we go somewhere, we have imagination. We read about that place, we see, and we imagine. But hearing about that place and being there physically is totally different. Similarly, our gurus or the self-realized person, they give us something, some symbols, some figures, something, so to hold on. And when we reach there, we see that it is not what I have imagined. It is beyond any word. It cannot be explained. It has been beautifully said. Though I think the most number of books written on any subject is religion. In different religion, you have different books, hundreds and thousands and millions of books. But the irony is, the subject on which it is written, it can never be explained. You can never say this is like this. Why? Because whatever we explain, it is with the help of words, isn't it? And words come from thoughts. Words are the grosser manifestation of thoughts. But the truth is beyond word and beyond thoughts. Like, just for an example, suppose I pinch you hard, and you say, "Oh, it's hurting me." So the next person will understand, "Oh, it's hurting." It isn't it? And now you touch electricity. Are those two things same? Suppose you touch a live electrical wire. That is the real thing in it. No manifestation, just the real thing. And this is the manifestation. Are those two things the same? Never. Only one who has got an electrical shock, who has felt in his or her life, will understand how electrical shock feels. You cannot understand seeing the light on the fan, on the heater, on the AC. You can never. So, this realization, it can never be explained in words. But still, the masters, the gurus, they try to explain. Else, we will not approach it. And that is why in the Upanishads it has been beautifully said, Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha. That means from where the mind along with the words retreat, they come back, incapable of knowing it. Because the mind and the thoughts, they are not allowed there. Why? There's a very beautiful analog with which you can, because the topic which we are discussing, it is a bit sublime, a bit hard at the same time.
Sorry, can you repeat that with the script?
That is from where the mind along with the thoughts, along with words, the thought along with the words, they retreat, they come back, incapable of being experiencing it. It cannot experience, they cannot enter, they are prohibited in entering the truth. They cannot enter. So, like you have the ocean, and now there is a small puppet made of salt. Suppose there is a small idol or a puppet made of salt, and now it wishes to measure the depth of the ocean. So it goes in order to give you the information that how deep the ocean is. The moment it will enter into the sea, what will it happen? It will dissolve. Why? Why will it dissolve? Yes. Why will the idol or the figure made of salt dissolve as soon as it goes into the ocean? Because it is made of salt, and that is the source of salt. So it is going to its source. Salt comes from ocean. So it is going to its source to measure the source. It can never measure it. because it's going back to its original source. So mind and consciousness. Though mind seems to be conscious, actually mind is not conscious. Mind seems or appears to be conscious. I'm thinking, I'm conscious. But thoughts are not conscious. It is because of consciousness that thoughts appear to be conscious. How? Like yesterday we had a very beautiful lunch, and Sadhama took us to a lunch where they gave everything and we have to cook ourselves, the cooking bowl, the hot pot. So at the beginning they gave a very big pot with full of this soup, and we thought we cannot have that soup, and Sadhama was telling, no, it's not that. We said it's full, we cannot have melon and pumpkin and whatever we gave. They began to dance after some time, isn't it? As it happens when we cook in our home. When the water begins to boil, whatever is there, they also begin to dance along with the water. And it seems that they are dancing, isn't it? But are they really dancing? What is the cause of their dance? The heat, the fire under that. It is because of the heat that it appears to dance. And you cannot see the heat because of the bowl, because of the container. You cannot see the heat. And you see that they are dancing. They are not actually dancing. It is because of the fire. Other vegetable dancing is the heat. Similarly, the thoughts that we see, the mind, as Swamiji said, mind is a cluster of thoughts. It's a bunch of thoughts. So, the cause of the mind is consciousness. So, when mind goes to its source, the consciousness, it dissolves. Like the salt, the figure made of salt. When it goes to its source, it gets dissolved. And that is why the truth can never be explained, because we explain with the help of our mind, with our thoughts, with our words. Words are much grosser. Let us come to the subtler point or the sublime point, that is thoughts. So when thoughts reach their source, they dissolve. And when they dissolve, who will tell how deep is the sea? Because one who went to measure the depth of the sea is lost. That is why when we reach our source, real source, the real I which Swamiji was referring, the real nature of myself, it is with the help of my mind that I have to go there. But when I go there, before reaching there, I dissolve. And what remains cannot be explained. It can only be realized. And that is why it is said, you cannot see God. Though it is said God realization, but you cannot see God, you become. The salt, the figure of the salt, the deity or the idol made of salt could not measure the ocean. It became the ocean, isn't it? It dissolves, and what does it become? The ocean itself. So similarly, in an attempt to know my real self, in an attempt to know the Supreme Consciousness, we become Supreme Consciousness. And that is what is said in Vedanta, that you are verily that Supreme Consciousness. You, this individual consciousness that we think as mind, the individual consciousness is one with the Supreme Consciousness or cosmic consciousness. And the moment we reach there, we become complete. Before that, we are incomplete. We may live on the topmost floor of the highest building in Hong Kong, doesn't matter. You have to complete the circle. You have to go back from where you came. there's a very interesting story. It's a fact, not a story. Raman Maharshi, I don't know how many of you have heard the name. She has heard the name, I know. I don't know. Have you heard the name of Raman Maharshi? He's a very famous self-realized person in India who lived in the south of India. So there are many, seekers who go to his ashram. He's not now in his physical body, but there are many people all over the world who go to see his ashram. So one day a seeker came from a far off place to visit Raman Maharshi. So after much effort, the person could come and sit in front of Raman Maharshi and said that, uh, please tell me something, because I have come from so far place to hear you, to see you, to visit you. Yes, this is the way that revere, you respect a self-realized person, because he is the costliest thing in the universe. One who has realized himself, one who has completed the circle. So he said to Raman Maharshi, please, you say me something. I have come from so far for so many days, and that time communication was not so good. So it's like 50 years back. So I have come from such a far distance. Please say me something. And Raman Maharshi, he was a great self-realized person. So he said quietly, return back from where you came. Return back from where you came. And this person was, like, what? After so many efforts, the other persons who were with Raman Maharshi, they knew what he meant. You know, they told him that Maharshi doesn't mean that you return to your home. Maharshi means that you return to the place from where you began your journey. Return to the source. Know yourself. And that is the samambunam of Vedanta. Know thyself. Know yourself. Until and unless you know yourself, you are incomplete. Like, in our childhood days when we were student, we used to, every one of us, we drew, circle with compass, pencil compass. So when does a circle, what do we do? First we insert a pencil and we make it tight. Now I don't know what, there are some updated gadgets and all the things, but basically it is the same. We put a pencil and there are two compass, two needles. One needle is the center, and with the other we draw with the pencil. Now when does a circle become complete? When it meets the point where it started. If it ends just a fraction of a millimeter before where it started, it is not a complete circle. So in order to complete, it has to touch the point from where it began. This is you have to go back to the point, touch that point from where we began. And what is our source? Consciousness. And it is due to consciousness that that Swami Sankarananda is doing like this. You are moving, I am talking, you are hearing. It's just the play of consciousness, nothing else. We are just like, you have seen puppets for the child. They give key and they release it and it does so many things. But how long does it go? Before they used to wind it. Now with batteries, you don't have to wind the keys. Nowadays they use batteries. So till the battery is there, it will go on doing funny things. But once the battery is finished, it may be $1,000 gadget or a toy. It cannot move an inch. So that battery, that consciousness, that energy, that is the main thing. Until and unless we know this, we are just like puppets, moving our hands and feeling that I can move. No, my dear, you cannot. You go to a morgue, see a dead body, and tell him to move the hand. He will not. So is the consciousness. We have to feel it. And the moment we feel it, the day we feel it, the instant we feel it, we become complete. Then I can be a very ordinary person, but then I will know that I am the King of the Kings because I have known Him. That's it. I have known what is known as God. I have known what is known as Supreme Self. I have known what is known as the real self or the cosmic consciousness. It's all. And I know Him. And that is why the self-realized person, the proclamation of the self-realized person is that listen, inhabitants of the world, sons of the immortal, I have known that self-effulgent supreme being, knowing whom you can transcend the barriers of death, the hands of death, but there is no other way. This is the only path. I'm not talking of any particular sect or any particular religion. To know that consciousness, to know myself, you can know by any means. You can follow your own faith, your own sect, your own beliefs. It's up to you. But the essential thing is you have to know it. It may be by knowledge, it may be through the discrimination of the self and non-self, it may be by devotion, it may be by selfless action, karma, it may be through psychic control, it may be by any means, but it must be there. That is what is important. So this path is the path of self-discovery. To return to your roots, to return to the source. And until and unless we return to the source, we are not complete. And that is why, in spite of having all the amenities at our disposal, we have a sense of incompleteness. I have everything. I have a good house, I can have good parents, good family, good sons and daughters, good grandsons, everything. But still that sense of incompleteness will prevail until and unless I complete the circle. So we are still drawing the circle. You cannot escape until and unless you complete the circle. So, we tell our sons or our daughters or our grandson, grandchild, draw the circle nicely. But when you tell, at the same time you must realize, I have yet to complete my own circle. Okay, so every one of us are somewhere in that position. Someone has just started making the circle. Someone has just completed maybe 10%, someone 20, some 30, 50, 60. Sooner the better. So try to complete it. Become full. And this is the process of becoming full. That is why this is known as the ultimate knowledge. The knowledge that gives you freedom. Knowledge that gives you freedom from anything whatsoever. Any limitedness. Any finiteness whatsoever. From any limitations. This is the knowledge of fulfillment. This is the knowledge of transcendence. This is the knowledge of, seeing yourself in each and every being, in each and every particle. And you can just imagine the joy when you can feel yourself in every being, in everything, in every particle of the universe. That I am in everything. When we see our child, we are so, we become so happy when we see our child, But maybe the child next door is much beautiful to see. He is more beautiful to see than my child. But still, I'm happy seeing the face of my child. Why? Can you say why? But the child next door, everyone knows that he is the most beautiful face in the area. But still, I like my child. Why? Because I can see myself in him. I don't see myself in the next door child. That is the cause. I see myself in him or her. That is why I become happy. Imagine the joy when I can see myself in each and every being. Your joy will know no bound. It will be a boundless joy. And so this path is the path of feeling this bliss. And then it is not joy, it's bliss. It's not happiness. It's something ecstatic, out of this world. When you see and feel yourself in each and every being. Thank you. I don't know what is the time. 8:18. Yeah, if any one of you have any questions, you may ask. Oh, thank you. She's always there to fill my cup. Thank you so much. Yes, any one of you, any questions? Yes, you may freely ask. Feel yourself free to ask questions. You are from?
I live here in Hong Kong.
You're from Hong Kong. And your name?
I'm from New Zealand.
You're from New Zealand.
Yeah,
Okay. Good. And your name?
Aliyah.
Aliyah. That's some sort of Indian, name. Aliyah, Aliyah. It's not Aliyah, but in India we have got a lot of Aliyah. So you are Aliyah.
Aliyah.
Aliyah. Okay. So what do you do?
Massage therapist.
Very good. And you?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a teacher.
And
I'm from New Zealand as well.
okay.
Her husband.
Okay. And your name?
Just to be
Thank you.
clear.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Yes, feel yourself free to ask anything or share even if you like to. What do you live in means New Zealand? Now you live here in Hong Kong?
Yes.
And in New Zealand, where are you connected to?
Wellington?
Wellington. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is your first introduction to Vedanta? Yes?
Yeah.
And how do you feel?
Good.
Good. You?
Yeah, definitely good, yeah. Want to know more, I think, yeah.
We'll be here tomorrow, I think.
Yes.
Mona,
yes,
we'll be here tomorrow also.
We
So,
decided that we add one more class tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock.
so tomorrow is the last class we will be having, and after that we will be leaving on Sunday for India. We live in India. We are from the International Vedanta Society. It's an organization which has been propagating this message of self-knowledge, self-realization, and Vedanta for the last 36 years. And we have been working all throughout India and also throughout the world. We have many, places, devotees from many places. Leneka, who just, did some beautiful chanting. She's from Netherlands. You have Clarice from USA. You have Mataji Shraddha Pranama. She's from Indonesia. I don't know actually where she belongs. She lived in Hong Kong. She has a passport of Hong Kong and also of Indonesia. And she lives in Indonesia, of course. 3 to 4 months she lives in India. So she's a multinational figure, And then we have Mona. She's from Hong Kong. We have Aini. She's from Singapore. So, and we have lots other working in different countries, in UK, everywhere. So, but essentially we are working in this particular field to propagate this message of truth, love, oneness to each and every day. So it's very good to come to know you. It's very good. You are will.
Does it matter how many of us are working towards this self-realization? Does it matter if, we're only so many in a room. If we get so many more in a room, does it help our consciousness? Does it propel us to be faster at it? And why us? Why did we get here? What's pushing me to continue?
Of course it helps. But on a preliminary basis, when you are as a beginner, of course. Now, if I have a strong will and a strong determination, then nothing is nothing to me. Whether I am alone or I am in the midst of millions, it's not a matter. But as a beginner, it helps when we are many like this. Like, I often give a example which I see back in India, like when I meditate, suppose, or someone is meditating, and he or she is meditating, and once he or she feels it's okay, he or she gets up from the meditation. But when you have a group meditation, like 100 people or 50 people or 30 people, whatever it is, maybe even 10 people meditating together, and you feel like, okay, it's fine. And you open your eyes, and suddenly you see everyone is meditating still with their eyes closed. And then you feel a sort of compulsion to close your eyes, like, what will one see? And that I'm the first person to open my eyes. Some sort of embarrassment, and you just close your eyes again, and unwillingly even you close your eyes to, okay, let me hear something that someone is awake, and then I will open my eyes. But in doing so, at times you go into deep meditation, so that helps. And also when all our minds are directed to one singular point, then that creates an unseen vibration, an unseen energy, which helps us to proceed further. So of course, but again I say, for a beginner, it's necessary. You need the atmosphere, you need the environment. It's very necessary for a beginner. Like, back in India, we have, here also I think you have trees on the pavements, the government plant trees, small saplings on the pavement. And then what do they do? But here you don't have, grazing goat or, this cows. But if you have them, even in some gardens or somewhere, what will they do? They will give a fence. They will put a fence around that small sapling. Maybe it's a mango tree, just a small one, but they will put a fence around that plant, a small plant. Why? Because it can be ruined, it can be eaten by a goat or a cow easily, and it can die. But once you put that fence, you protect it. But how long does it need protection? Till it becomes big. And after that, you don't need that fence. And a time will come that you can even tie an elephant to that tree when it grows big. So it depends where you are. Are you that sapling, that small plant with just a few leaves, which needs to be protected? Because then you need that environment. You need such talks, such spiritual discourses. As you grow spiritually, those figures in your books, the pictures, you will not need it. You don't need that type of protection. And when you are fully into it, absorbed in it, when you are rooted in it, when you become stable, then you can be anywhere. Hardly matters. And that is why, when we had good meditation, suppose, and we used to talk with Bhagavan about what is happening. Bhagavan used to ask, means our spiritual progress, he used to see, he used to monitor them. So at times he would say that, means, what do you feel in your meditation, or how are you feeling spiritually on this? And he used to give those, yardstick for meditation, that actually how much I have progressed in meditation. Then he used to say that, see, it's at the beginning one will be said that you close your eyes, you are sitting among 20 or 30 or 50 or whatever it is, close your eyes and tries to meditate. You are meditating and you have a good meditation for 5 to 10 minutes, it's fine. But gradually you can sit alone and you can be absorbed for a 10 or 20 minutes meditation, it's also good. But then Bhagavan said that, see, it's very easy to meditate in a room. There is no noise and you are fully protected from any outer distractions, external distractions. It is easy to meditate there, though it's not easy. So that is what I said, where you are, that depends. So he used to say that, remember that you have developed in the real sense when you will see that the stability or that calmness of mind what you have in your deep meditation, you can retain that same calmness of mind when you are in the market, full of people, full of hustles and bustles. And in India, we have a lot of horns. You don't have it here, though I heard a few times just, but in India there is a lot. So even when amidst those hustle and bustle and everything, you can remain perfectly calm and quiet, as you feel when you are meditating alone in a room. Then you will know that you have attained that state of stability, or that state where you are rooted in spirituality. So that is the ultimate. But to begin with, A for apple, B for ball. You have to sit together in a closed room, free from distractions, and sit quiet. Gradually, you can meditate alone. Even 5 to 10 minutes of meditation, good meditation, is really good. It's wonder, because it's very hard to, keep our mind on one single point, even for a few seconds. It's very hard. It's very hard. And that is why it has been said, that day, means when I was in Kolkata before coming, a lady from University of Edinburgh, she took an interview, and she said that why is electricity the most, it is the most speedy thing, it's the fastest thing in the universe. No, electricity. I said, no, it's not that. Electricity is not the fastest thing. The fastest thing in this world is that can travel at the fastest speed is not electricity. Do you know what is it? Mind. Sitting here, you can think of your New York home just now. Even light will take some seconds to reach New York. But you sitting in Hong Kong, you can just New York. So that is the fastest thing. And why? Because it doesn't have any matter. Means it doesn't have any mass. It's so sublime and so subtle. So that is the fastest thing. So to keep that mind, which can in a fraction of a second go to one end of the galaxy or to the other end of the universe, it's very hard to contain that mind. Even in the Gita, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna, the great warrior, one of the greatest warriors that the world has ever known, and is the friend of Krishna. He says to Krishna that Krishna was telling about containing the mind, restraining the mind. And he was telling it's almost impossible. Who says? Who is the sayer? Arjuna. A devotee, a friend, a relative of God himself. Because we consider Krishna to be an incarnation of God. So a friend, a devotee, a disciple, a relative of God who is with God listening to his word is telling him that it's impossible, almost impossible to contain or restrain the mind. And Krishna is, certifying that. He's giving testimony. He says, yes, this is true. This is true that it's very hard to contain the mind. It is as hard to contain, to grasp wind in your hand. You cannot. It's gone. But, there is a but. With continuous practice and renunciation, you can control it. You can master it. So, practice, we know. What is practice? Renunciation means that it's not like giving up everything and I become a monk. It's not renunciation. Renunciation means that I could have gone to a shopping mall now, The Chinese New Year is just on the threshold, it's arriving, and we could have gone to a shopping mall or a big restaurant and enjoying and things. But we said no. Let us sit together and let us try to, have some spiritual discourse. Listen to some spiritual discourse. This is renunciation. This is also renunciation, and this is the true renunciation. That I don't go for external things. On the contrary, I go inside. That is the real meaning of renunciation. So, Krishna said two things. What are the two things? The 2 points. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihate. Abhyas and vairagya. Abhyas means practice. Vairagya, that means renunciation or dispassion. Not to get entangled in the external world too much, so that I can go inside. Because spirituality in its essence is going inside. Going inside yourself. The more and more you go inside yourself. Like we drill water from the ground, you see. We drill water from the ground. So when we begin the drilling process, what happens? First, there will be water. I don't know here because it's hilly, but it's hilly. Yes, how do you get water here? From the reservoir, so you don't drill here. You don't drill the ground. You don't drill the earth.
It usually comes from China.
Okay, so that's another issue. So, but normally in places where it's plain, plain places, we do boring, deep boring, like 200, 300 feet, maybe at times 500 or even 1,000 feet below the ground, and we drill the water. But when we drill, we first make some calculations, bring the persons, and they will say, okay, here in this place you can have water. They do some experiments and tests, and they will say, okay, in this place at a layer of 300 meters or 300 feet, you will get drinking water, pure drinking water. And we begin the drilling process. But before going 300 feet, even at 50 feet, we get water. But that water is muddy. You will be horrified to see. This is water. It is also water. But full of mud. It's total mud. It's fluid mud. So you can say that you said water, we have got water, but we cannot drink. So he said, I didn't tell you to dig just 50 feet. I told you, you have to dig till 300. Go on. But you come to know there is water. Though it is not drinkable, but there is water. You go on. After 100 feet, you get another layer of water. But there is no mud there, but there are impurities which can be seen. And you say, it's better, but it's not yet drinkable. Then the person will say, I said 300 feet, not 100. Gradually you go and you get different layers of water. And when you reach 300, you get the pure, crystal clear water, which is beautiful to drink. So, we have to follow the instruction of the self-realized persons. We have to follow the instruction of the scriptures. What has been said. Why scriptures? Because they have known the truth and they have spoken about the truth. Spoken means they have shown you the way. They have given you the direction. You go in this way. You have to go till this level and then you can feel it. Then you can know it. So there are different levels of spirituality. There are different levels. As I said, in meditation also, you have different levels. So the deeper you go, you unfold new meanings, new definitions of the same truths. Truth is one, truth is not two. But our perception about the truth goes on purification, change. And then when I reach the ultimate point, I come to know, this is it. This is the water that he was speaking about. And you can drink it, you can have bath with it, you can wash your clothes, whatever. Because if you can drink, you can do whatever. Isn't it? So, in the beginning, this atmosphere is necessary. The more we can gather together, the better it is. Because it inspires us. Yeah. Had you come here and said there is nobody, it's only just you, you could have been so, like, what is this? But again I say, depends upon your determination. If you are determined, you will never look who is there with you. Like with Bhagwan, what happened? He never went to look back how many people are following him. Never. He began alone. And today we are working all over the world. But the journey that he started, that we are now doing, we are traversing this journey or traveling this journey, treading this path. He began this path all alone. He never cared for who is coming to support me, who will be there, some big names, big persons, big personalities, and then I will try to work. Normally what happens with us? There must be some, supporters, some colleagues of mine who will be with me, and then I can do. He never cared. If there is something, if there is someone to support, welcome. If there is no one, well and good. I am there to begin. So that must be our mentality. That if I get a few, it's always welcome. If I have none, I am going to do that. No one can stop me. So you have to have that determination, that grit, that determination.
Question, please. If someone with the compass, if someone never completes the compass and they pass, what happens?
Yeah, that's a very good question. See, you don't know whether you will be able to complete the circle or not, because we don't know. Okay, how long I will live, I don't know. Even if I will be able to go back to my camp, I don't know. I assume that I will, but you never know it, So what happens if one is unable to complete the circle? Suppose, what do you do actually? As a profession, are you
I don't have a job per se. I'm a caregiver for my mother,
okay?
who's been bedridden for almost 3 years.
Okay,
Today is my day off. That's why
Okay.
I can come today.
that's good. Today is your day off. But what is your qualification? How much did you read? You have been to the university?
Yes.
Okay, you have been to the university. So, and suppose you ended your education there in a university, having a post-graduation degree or something. But in your next birth, we as Hindus, we believe in reincarnations, that you are born again and again until and unless you complete that cycle.
Okay.
So now suppose you have completed your education, you have achieved a post-graduation degree, and then again you are born. Now will you have that knowledge of post-degree subject when you are born again? You have to begin from A for apple,
Mm.
B for ball. Suppose you are very rich, but in your next birth you have to begin from zero. So everything you have to leave here. There is only one thing that you can carry forward. There is only one bank in this world which will let you carry forward your balance in the next one. Whatever bank you may put your money, it may be HSBC, it may be in the American Bank or Bank of America or whatever it is, they will not allow you. You are finished, your account is there. The next, you are born and you can recognize, oh, I was this, you go, you tell I am this, you will say, okay, it's very good, but sorry, I cannot give you your account. There is only one account in this world which gives you what you have accumulated till your last breath, and that is spirituality. How? Now suppose we came all the way from the Reservoir Road in Pokfulam, and we came here, and this is Central. Okay. Now suppose due to some reasons we had to get down in the middle of the journey. Supposed to go to a shop to do something, and then again I begin my journey. So will I have to go back to Pokfulam's Reservoir Road and again begin my journey? Or just take a taxi or a bus from where I left? So what I have covered, the distance I have covered is covered. This is the only path where the distance that you have covered in your earlier life is covered. You begin the rest which is left. So maybe in your previous life you have just covered 10% of that circle, drawing the circle. This life you begin from 10. You don't have to begin from 0. And that is why, as she said, Clarice, it gives the answer to her second question, that why just we? Because you have completed some part of your circle in the previous life. And you are here to complete the rest. Now it's up to you how much you can complete in this life. If you can complete the whole thing, game is over. You win. Else, again you have to come and complete that circle. You have to. And that is why it is said, there is no other way. Nanya pantha vidyate ayam. There is no other way. You have to complete this circle. The quicker, the better. So that is why you will see some persons, they are very interested right from their childhood. They're interested in spiritual things, or they're introvert. They like to, think in this way, in the spiritual way, or in a religious way. Whereas his brother, maybe elder brother or his younger brother, having the same educational qualifications, having the same parents, having the same genetic things, having the same food, same education, everything same, he is a total extrovert. He is not interested in that and is busy in partying and doing this, doing that. Children of the same parents. Because he has started drawing the circle. Everyone has started drawing the circle. It's not that one who is not here, he has not drawn the circle. Everyone has started drawing the circle. But when you draw it consciously, you are doing it quicker. You are doing it quicker. Like you are attentive in doing it. Else you draw a bit and you forget, when like the student I used to be. I was not very attentive student. And in our country and in our time, we used to get good thrashing from our parents if you are not attentive in your studies. And while studying, we'd be peeping here, peeping there, seeing if our friends are in the field, and just trying to communicate to them through the windows. Okay, you stay there, I'm coming. And the less attentive you are, the less you can memorize your studies or you can complete your studies. The more attentive you are, you can, now I understand that had I been a bit more attentive, then I could have, prepared myself well or better. But there is no use knowing it now because I had to finish my study and then go to the field. So the more attentive I am, the quicker I will be able to complete my studies. Similarly, the more conscious I am, the more attentive I am in drawing that circle, in completing that circle, you can become free more quickly. But everyone has to do it. There is no other thing. Everyone has to. There is no option. One who is on the streets and enjoying partying, he may feel I'm free. You have to complete it, my dear friend. If not now, some days, like, before, suppose you have applied for an application for a leave, for a vacation, and you have been granted the vacation for 1 month. You are going somewhere to enjoy. But the boss will tell, okay, I am granting you leave, but before leaving, you have to complete these files. You have to clear these files. So it's like clearing those files. You have to clear. You have to clear your table. You can clear it today, you can clear it in 2 days, in 20 days, but you have to clear before you are on your vacation. So you have to.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Can I add one thing? Just I'm making it short. If you have pending file today, you're not able to clear the file. Okay? When you go tomorrow, you'll be in a hurry. You'll be in pressure because you have to solve the pending file. Then you again another file will come. But if you clear the pending file, when you reach to the office, you will be fresh. No pending issues there. Similarly, when you complete the circuit, you will be fresh because you don't have pending files. You will be fresh. You will be always surplus because, okay, whatever may be in the future, you will deal it. You don't have issue because you don't have pressure on your back. You complete the files. That's why you have to, solve or you have to, accomplish your pending desires. And the more you go, the more you will be satisfied.
Can I tell something? Are you finished? There is a very beautiful means. I just want to stretch the point which Swami said very beautifully, that you can enjoy once your files are completed, because else it will be at the back of your mind. So there is a very beautiful story, small story, but a very beautiful story which explains this. That there were two friends, and one friend, suppose he came to Hong Kong. He came to Hong Kong and he is busy seeing the big buildings and the harbor and these and that, and he is, awestruck. What a beautiful place. And suddenly, while in the Kennedy town, he meets the other friend. You were there? And he says, hi, you were here also? He said, yes, I just came. He said, I also just came. And then the second friend said that, where are your luggage? Where are your bags? And the first one said, oh, I reserved a hotel and I had put my bags, my luggages all in the hotel room. And after refreshment, I just came and now I'm enjoying it. But the second one was seeing the town with all the luggages. Because he did not reserve a room. He did not get or book a hotel. So who will enjoy the city more? One with the luggage or one without the luggage? So get your hotel reserved. Get a good reservation so that you can enjoy the city.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you.
Yes, Natalie.
Yes.
Yes.
Someone said when she did meditation, she felt her soul is left her body, so she is afraid of doing do meditation. So why and how to handle this situation?
Soul left her body.
Yes, when she did meditation, she saw her body.
She saw her body.
Yes,
And then what?
she is afraid and
She's
stopped
scared.
to do. Yes,
So she could see her body apart from herself. She could see her body, means like observing her body from a distance.
yes, yes.
No, that's a very good thing.
But she is afraid.
That is scary because that is a very important thing. That is why it is said that you have to hear about the self. Had your friend been introduced to the philosophy of Vedanta, or had she been introduced to Vedantic teachings, then she would not have been afraid. On the contrary, she would have enjoyed it. That is why it is very necessary. It is of utmost necessity to listen to this. These are known as satsangs. Okay, satsang, as I told you yesterday also, it is knowing or listening the words of truth, the reality. So, if you suddenly feel these things, you will be scared. But if you gradually come to know this and you are in contact with these things, then you will not be afraid anymore. Because this is the essential teaching of Vedanta, that you are not the body, not the mind. We chanted, Adi Shankaracharya's Nirvan Shatakam a few days back, which we often do, that I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am not the ego. I am that consciousness. That consciousness which makes us see everything is dancing. So, I am not the appearances. I am the one which is unseen, that consciousness. So, actually I am not the body. Because your friend was scared because she could see herself apart from herself, coming out of her body, she could see herself. That's a very good thing. But then you will say, it's scary, it's scary. But don't you live without your body? And you live the best, you spend the best part of your time in a day when you live outside of your body. Yes, do you know when? In your sleep. You don't know what is your body, who you are, whether you are a girl or a boy, whether you are living in Hong Kong or in USA, whether you are rich or a poor. You don't know anything. You are unaware of anything whatsoever. And that is the best part. You don't feel like waking up when you have a deep sleep. It's so, joyful. But as we don't know, can you imagine the amount of joy you can enjoy when you can realize this state of sleep, deep sleep, in your waking state? But I think you can at least imagine that if when I'm asleep, I don't want to get up because it's so beautiful, so means when my mother comes and says, come on, get up, mother, 5 minutes more, please. And during this winter, it's more, you don't like to get up from the quilt. So, unknown to you, you like that place. You like to extend that 5 minutes, 10 minutes, The alarm goes and somehow you put that alarm down, or in your mobile you just cross that alarm and you let yourself indulge in a half an hour sleep mode. If you can consciously enjoy it. But you must know that what you are enjoying, that is the thing. We enjoy the thing, but we do not know. And when it comes to us consciously, we are scared. Because we don't know it. And that is why it is said that you must hear about it. In the Upanishads it says, Atmavare drashtabhya srotabhya mantavya niridhasitabhya. That means this real nature of yourself is to be heard time and again. You have to hear about it time and again. This is to be known, this is to be heard, this is to be reflected upon, and this is to be meditated on. And the state where your friend went, that's a very beautiful state. Had she known where she went or what she got, but as she was not accustomed to it, she was scared and she stopped meditating. But if you can convey this message to her, that okay, listen to this, and then she will long for it, this state, when I can enjoy seeing myself. Actually, we love seeing ourselves, isn't it? Suppose we take a group photo after this session. Suppose we take a group photo, and you tell Swami, please show me the photo. I show you the photo. Whom will you search? The first one. Who will be the first person we will be searching for in that photo? Yourself. You might take a group photo with a cluster of heroes and heroines of Hong Kong. But even in that, when you see that photo, you will first be looking at. We all love to see ourselves, but we don't know which self I am searching. That is why we end up in this body. Vedanta says you, look at yourself. Just know where to look, how to look. We love ourselves the most, but as we don't know our real self, our love falls on this body. I try to anti-wrinkle, things. So there is no wrinkle on my face. My dear friend, if there is no wrinkle and you die, you have to be burnt or cremated or buried. There is no other way. This is the truth. They will not go to see, oh, you don't have wrinkle, then we will not bury you. No, they will do it. So you have to know what you are searching for. Everyone loves their own self, because that one is to be loved. That one is to be known, is to be heard upon, is to be heard and reflected upon, meditated upon, again and again and again. And as we get accustomed to these ideas, we then feel, we don't feel we are not scared anymore. Suddenly if you see ocean, you will be scared. But if you follow the trail of a water, of a water source, there's a stream, it goes to the river, you follow the river, it goes to the sea, it's fine, good. But one who has never seen water and you suddenly put that person in the middle of the ocean, he will be scared, what is this? So adjust. So this is adjustment. That is why it is a practice. So you have to practice it. Yes.
Just writing on her question, years ago, like over 20 years ago, when I was, so I didn't meditate, but I chanted at the time. And I remember when I chanted, I got to one point where I heard hundreds of people chanting with me in my ears. And I got really scared and I stopped.
That is the, you see, that is what happens. if we are not introduced properly with these teachings, these are good things that happen. That she's not only chanting herself, she's hearing hundreds. That means that is going to help you. But she could not take that help. She could not take that support. Why? Because I'm not accustomed to it. But in spirituality said, when you meditate, when you chant, when you meditate, when you are absorbed in that, you will see, you will feel various things. You can hear the sound of the conch shell blowing. You can hear the sound of the waves crashing. You can hear the sound of the bells, in the temples or somewhere, you can hear that. There are many things, and those are auspicious things which help you to progress in this direction. But if I am not aware of these things, I will be scared. And then the result, I will stop. But that was meant for my progressing. But as I don't know, I did just the opposite. I stopped. So my progress halted. So that is why you have to hear about it. Practice. Before practice, you have to know what you have to practice and how to practice, and what are the things which will come in the way of your practice. There will be impediments in your path, how to overcome them. There will be supportive things like this in your path, how to adjust with them, how to continue with them, how to regulate them, and help in your progress. So that is why you need such discussions. You need such satsangs. You need such discourses. And the more these discourses go, the better it is for you. Because we have so many things in our mind regarding religion, spirituality. There are so many things going on. Mysteries, mystics, and these secrets and these. So you need clarifications. What is this? How is this? Why is this? What is the next thing? How to avoid this or how to overcome this? So the more you have this sort of discourses and discussions, the more I think it can help you.
I've lost 20 years.
But you are here again, that's the best part.
We welcome you to join us. We have a satsang, Vedanta satsang, with the seekers all over the world on Saturday at 4:30. Yeah, Swamiji take turns to share and continue the knowledge. Yeah, and
Saturday on 4:30.
yeah, and then with European time on Tuesday, you are with Swami Nirgunananda. Yeah.
7 o'clock European means 2 o'clock in the night here.
And we have a daily meditation going online every day also. 8 o'clock European time.
8:30
At,
in the morning.
okay, feel free to join us and it's
It all depends upon your earnestness, your requirements. If you feel like to join, we have many classes for abroad, aspirants and seekers from abroad, and we can even increase them. We can have new ones. So, but it all depends on you. So, if you feel like you have your contact here, Mona, and you have Mataji, Shraddha Pranama. So Mona is always in contact with us, even when we are in India. So if she thinks that means if you can convey it to her that you need something like that once a week, so we can even do that once a week, and even you can meet here once a week if Mona is okay with that. You can come here, you can share your ideas, share your thoughts. There are books which you can go through, and if you have any questions, you can ask Mona. And if she needs, she can refer it to us, and we can have those online classes through which we can reach to you and we can connect. So the thing is, it's up to you. If you need it, we are there.
Oh, to continue. She continued that question, I continue her question. So the enlightenment could be like in a moment, a second happen, or gradually
you get to enlighten and the path of enlightenment? Because she says she lost 20 years, and I don't think so, right? So this is the question.
You know, enlightenment actually happens in a flash.
Yes.
There is a very beautiful saying of Swami Pavitrananda ji. Swami Pavitrananda is the master of Bhagavan, who is the founder of the International Vedanta Society, who is our master.
Yeah.
So he said that, you know, self-discovery needs no time. It is the preparation for self-discovery that needs time. Self-discovery in itself, it doesn't require any time. But the preparation, that requires time. And that she said that she has lost 20 years, it's not actually losing. Now suppose you are climbing, you are on a quest to go to the Everest. That's the highest point on the earth. Now when we think that, oh, she has gone on trekking or that person has gone on trekking to the Everest, we have an idea that that person will be going like this, because it's the highest point. But going to the Everest is never like this. It's like this and this, again this and this, again this and this, and then this.
Yeah.
So when you come down, those 20 years, it's on the path. It's a part and parcel of your journey. So you have not lost it.
But enlightenment is like when you reach that. It's that moment, right? Yeah. 所以個中文頓係好有意思。In Chinese, we describe that moment
Yes.
of realization called dong. Yeah. I hear the same explanation. Just double check with you. Like in your religion, in your lineage, is it the same?
Yes.
Yeah. That's good.
Thank you. Yes.
Because again, you say there's only one truth, right?
Truth is one.
Yeah. So
Always.
I was actually double check with this definition of enlightenment.
Truth is always one.
Yeah.
People call it by different names.
Yes.
Like you are Sally.
Yeah.
Your name is Sally.
Mhm.
So you are someone's mother, someone's wife, someone's auntie, someone's in-laws, but you are basically one, isn't it?
Mhm. Yeah.
So same with truth.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the answer. So I didn't lose 20 years. I have gone through all this and
Yes,
I'm
yes.
happy.
The thing is, you
It's
have
very
to.
upsetting, right? To
No,
hear, oh,
the
I
thing
lost
is actually
20
the thing
years.
is no, you have to continue the journey. That's it.
Yeah.
You have to continue the journey. That's it.
And the journey should be joyful. Even you go down, right?
But it's hard. It's easier said than done.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done. When you go down,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel good, but you can enjoy it when you are going up again. Oh, it was that. It was like that.
No, but
But-
even when you're down, you should embrace it, right?
Yes, if you, that again comes for your mental, determination. If you are strong enough, you can enjoy that. But everyone cannot, and also it depends upon your spiritual, development. The more developed you are, the more you can enjoy this path. Of course.
Why have I created so much suffering for myself? Why this much suffering? Why would I do that to myself?
Because
What
without,
would be the point?
yes, because can you imagine that you are ascending the Everest and it will be a very easy task?
No, very difficult.
That's it. If you go to the peak, the tower of Hong Kong, it's not so hard. You can go and come back in 2 hours. But if you want to go to the Everest, if you want to scale the Everest, you cannot do it in 2 hours. You cannot do it in 2 months because you need preparations for that. You have to prepare yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, in each and every way. You have to condition yourself to that atmosphere, to that climate. You have to acclimatize yourself and then reach the summit. So, Bhagwan used to give a very beautiful example, that we have all seen World Cups, football World Cup, So, if you think that you are going to play in the final of the football World Cup and you will be holding the trophy, and if you are the best player in the world, your opponent will not come, okay, you are the best, come on, score your goal. On the contrary, they will try to break your leg and put you outside the field. And knowing this, you come to the ground, that they will try to break my leg, they will try to pull me back, but still I have to score. That is the thing.
Every creation there is pain. Even mother deliver baby, there is pain. When there is creation, has to face pain. And when you are passing through pain, it means you are gaining something. You are creating something. Even a seed comes out, it has to face many hindrances. So in Prakriti, in nature, you have to face. If you want to create something.
Yes, it's quite correct.
If I take too much, she will do this.
We have got a very good cameraman and it's camera woman.
Observing her in
So,
this way, in this
thank
way,
you.
in this way. Let's do more mantra.
Yeah.
So you play and then.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Do this. Okay.